One Zambia, One Nation, thank you so much for joining us on the news desk. You're watching ZANIS News. This is Amos Zulu. Here are the top stories. Government demands local workforce for Lusaka-Ndola dual road project. Katete district stunting levels surge. Plus, Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma calls for strengthened ties with Namibia. And now the news in detail. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the World Food Program, WFP, have launched a drought response assistance worth 500 million kwacha aimed at supporting 512,000 individuals with food assistance. The program will also enhance agricultural capacities for an additional 30,000 households in 84 districts. Speaking during the flagging off ceremony, Vice President Mutale Nalumango said the drought has led to significant reductions in food supply, agricultural incomes, and increased food prices. Details in this report.
Over 6 million people from farming families in Zambia are facing acute food shortages and malnutrition due to massive crop failures caused by the drought during the 2023-2024 farming season. On 29 February 2024, President Hakainde Hichilema declared the drought a national disaster and emergency, highlighting its severe impact on agriculture, food security, and energy supply. The declaration called for mobilization of resources to address the crisis affecting over 1 million farming households across the country. In response to the call, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the World Food Program have launched a drought response assistance worth $20 million to support 512,000 individuals with food assistance.
Setting impact of the El Nino drought, which characterized Zambia's 2023-2024 farming season with prolonged dry spells and record high temperatures, left almost a third of Zambians in a state of food and nutrition insecurity. The statistics call for urgency and partnerships, considering that 6.6 million people are at risk of acute food insecurity and malnutrition, including children and pregnant women who require immediate food assistance and the capacity to recover from the damage and losses caused by the drought.
During the flag-off, Vice President Mutale Nalumango highlighted the critical need for this intervention.
Gentlemen, today we gather again to mark yet another important milestone in our collective and concerted efforts to address the adverse impact of recurring climate shocks, particularly the El Nino-induced drought, which has led to reduced food supply, decreased agricultural incomes, and increased food prices. These factors, combined with underlying socio-economic challenges, have heightened food insecurity, particularly in rural areas. The drought has resulted in crop failure, increased malnutrition rates, and impacting the livelihoods and food security of approximately 6.6 million people.
Our United States Ambassador to Zambia emphasized the importance of this partnership, noting of the country's long-standing commitment to supporting Zambia's agriculture sector.
As Zambia's longtime partner, the United States is answering Zambia's call by supporting ongoing development interventions to help the Zambian people to adapt to climate shocks, to reduce poverty, and to develop sustainable environmental and agricultural practices. We stand together with the people of Zambia as they manage and mitigate the effects of this drought. This partnership, as we heard, is not new. It's important to note that the U.S. has been here all along with Zambia. We've been supporting Zambia's agriculture sector for decades through a number of initiatives. We've supported initiatives to build capacity for smallholder farmers, to enhance agricultural productivity, to promote sustainable land management, and to empower Zambians to combat food insecurity.
Audrey Kalenga, for ZANIS in Lusaka.
And now in construction news, Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwambwa has taken a swipe at Avic International, the contractor working on the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway, for not considering local people for both skilled and non-skilled labor. Mr. Shimwambwa, who took an on-the-spot check, says government's intention is to ensure that local people benefit from projects in their area.
Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwambwa has taken a swipe at Avic International, the contractor working on the Ndola-Lusaka dual carriageway, for not considering local people for both skilled and non-skilled labor on the project. Mr. Shimwambwa engaged Avic management in Kabwe.
The President insisted that we must have our local people working here in Kabwe. I have seen works are going, and I can't see people from Kabwe. I can't see my people. People every day coming to my office complaining. We have people who have skills in driving, heavy duty. We have people who have skills in different skills. And what is happening now, what I hear, people are coming from Lusaka. They are coming from Lusaka, Chibombo, and other places to come and work on the stretch for Kabwe. So I don't know what is going on.
This explanation from Avic did not sit well with the district commissioner.
Heavy equipment operators, which we're talking about, we do have some people from Kabwe. But for operators like graders and all that, we have challenges having any of them within this facility.
What challenges do you have?
There are few who are qualified as
have you brought that to my attention? Have you brought to my attention? I spoke to these colleagues because I'm district commissioner. You should have been saying, district commissioner, we're trying to support your people. We can't get this skill set. But you have never been to my office. I'm not aware of anything. And this is the reason why now you're getting people from Lusaka, because there's no collaboration. Before we started this project, I came here, we were seated here. Had a chat. You remember, I was here. Before you started this work, I said, when you have skills challenge, let my office know. Then we shall help you with that.
Mr. Shimwambwa later visited one of the project sites.
Luansha. You're coming from Luansha. What are you doing in Kabwe from Luansha? You're a driver. What are you driving? You're driving a truck. So that truck you're driving, you come all the way from Luansha and you're driving a truck which our people here in Kabwe can drive. And this is where the problem is. Kabwe should be for Kabwe people in terms of jobs. Ama skills in Gatatukwete Mukabwe, we'll get skills from Chibombo, we'll get skills from Kapiri. That is where the problem is. So we have people from Nakonde, I mean at Pisa, no, him. The other guy, at Wachoka. So Lusaka, we have people from Luansha, they have come to do work here Mukabwe can do. And that's the problem I have. So what we need to do, it's not your problem, but it's a problem of the HR of Avic. I'm told there are people getting bribes about HR, and I'm going to ask the investigative wings to investigate. We are not going to accept people who are coming to do general work to work in Kabwe when our people in Kabwe can work.
Kelvin Tembo for ZANIS in Kabwe, Central Province.
Still in construction news, the construction of 14 palaces in Luapula Province is progressing. Luapula Province Minister Njavwa Simutowe has toured the construction of Chief Chimese's Palace to check on the works done so far. Take a look at this report.
Luapula Province Minister Njavwa Simutowe has toured the site for the construction of Chief Chimese's Palace in Mansa. The minister is happy with the pace at which the construction of the palace is moving.
Very happy to see that the project is moving at a very good pace. So I'm even encouraging the contractors that they can pull up their socks so that they can do as quickly as possible. They finish the construction of this palace. Here in Luapula, we are government through CDF. We are constructing 14 as government. Wants to uplift the living standards of our chiefs. Us, government and chiefs, we are partners. We are working for the same people. I would urge our chiefs to support this government. It means well for the country.
Chief Chimese has thanked government for the gesture. The chief has since called on chiefs to unite for a better Zambia. Betsheba Katebe reporting for ZANIS News in Mansa District in Wapula Province.
Lusaka Province Minister Shiu Mliata has expressed happiness with the grading and resurfacing of feeder roads in Rufunsa District using equipment bought under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Ms. Mliata, who inspected the works on the 20-kilometer Sinjela feeder road stretch connecting Rufunsa Girls Technical School and Chamulimba Rural Health Post, commended the local authority for improving the road network.
Lusaka Province Minister Shiu Mliata was in Rufunsa District to inspect works on feeder roads which have been worked on by the local authority to actualize government's commitment of enhancing development in remote areas. Ms. Mliata inspected the Sinjera feeder road connecting Rufunsa Girls Technical School up to Chamulimba Rural Health Post. Rufunsa Town Council Civil Engineer Habi Banda explained the scope of works being embarked on using the earth-moving machinery bought under the Constituency Development Fund.
We have a target of doing approximately 100 kilometers. Now these are different roads. So we started with Sinjera Road, which is 22 kilometers. So these are CDF projects. They are funded under 2024.
Ms. Mliata is happy with the developments going on under the increased CDF.
The new policy on development, it just includes even in the CDF, where all the districts have been getting 30 million, 30.6. Now, what is happening today in Rufunsa, as you can see, the roads are being graded. We have had no roads graded in Rufunsa for the last 10 years. The former regime was here, they never graded our roads. Let me just say, all of them are in a pathetic situation. So we have started, we were privileged through the same CDF to purchase our graders, our tipper. You can see, we purchased equipment and now we are able to grade.
Rufunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabena and Council Secretary Bishop Venture Gafula also expressed happiness with the developments under the increased CDF.
To make sure that the roads are, people are able to use these roads nicely. And also where we are, this Chilimba Road, Rutek Road, that's where most of our farmers, and this will be easy for them to transport their crops to the market.
Once we have the moped and the water bowser, we even fast track the rehabilitation of the roads.
Residents and motorists are equally happy with the grading.
I've seen a great improvement from last time when I brought the girls to Rufunsa School. At least we'll be able to move a little bit quicker. So kudos to the government for doing a job well done.
Ms. Mliata, who is also Rufunsa Member of Parliament, later handed over a 3-bedroom semi-detached house to the Ministry of Health at Nyampande Secondary School, where she said government is aware of the staff accommodation challenges being faced in rural areas. She, however, said this will soon come to pass as government using the CDF is committed to address this challenge.
I want to assure you that the government through CDF will put priority in housing and constructing more staff houses for the health personnel.
Residents and pupils are equally happy that staff houses have been constructed near the health facility, as the staff have been renting in villages far from the clinic, making it difficult to attend to patients in the night. Musekiwa Ntembe reporting for ZANIS in Rufunsa District of Lusaka Province.
And across the border, our staffer Shilika Chavalengula reports that Minister of Defense Ambrose Lufuma has called for strengthened ties between Zambia and Namibia in order to resolve security challenges that threaten peace and stability of the two countries. Mr. Lufuma said this in Namibia during the official opening of the ministerial meeting of the 25th session of the Zambia-Namibia Joint Permanent Commission on Defense and Security.
Today, Zambia and Namibia have officially opened the 25th session of the Namibia-Zambia Joint Permanent Commission on Defense and Security in Swakopmund, Namibia. Minister of Defense Ambrose Lufuma said the two countries must quickly resolve challenges that threaten peace and security in their countries.
May I take this opportunity to implore our officials to take advantage of this platform to ensure that we strengthen our ties, as this would help us to promptly deal with security challenges that threaten the peace and stability of our two countries. We must also ensure that, as I said, pending joint projects of our two countries, such as border verification, are given reasonable implementation periods and expedited for mutual benefit.
His Namibian counterpart, Frans Kapofi, called for consolidated effort to foster the peace and security agenda.
As we work tirelessly to preserve peace, security, and stability in our countries, we must also be wary of the developments in our region, the continent, and the world at large that may negatively affect our countries. We must thus consolidate our efforts to adequately contribute to the regional and continental peace and security agenda.
Shilika Chabalingula for ZANIS in Swakopmund, Namibia.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. You are watching ZANIS News with me, Amos Zulu. And in health news, Katete district in Eastern Province has recorded an increase in stunting levels. Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock Nutrition focal point person Walia Tembo says the district recorded an increase in stunting from 29.4% in 2019 to 37.7% in 2022. Here are the details.
Stunting, a threat to a healthy childhood and a threat to the future, is one of the issues that government has prioritized to reduce. Despite this effort, districts like Katete are still recording an increase in stunting levels. This grim picture came to light during the 1,000 Most Critical Days program, MCDP2 Midline Survey Dissemination Workshop.
Upward movement, or in other words, you can see that the stunting increased. Then for dietary diversity, we see in the baseline it showed 42.3% and then in the midline 24.2%. And then when now it comes to meeting minimum acceptable diet, that means this child is consuming the food, the right types of food and at the recommended number of times. Okay, so now in 2022 that figure was showing only 14%.
And in response to what was presented, the district leadership and partners like the German International Development Corporation funds a project described the picture as concerning.
We have taken upon ourselves to try and revisit some of our areas so that we can do more enforcement, especially in this drought situation that we are facing as a country. We feel that if we can promote even our traditional foodstuffs, that could easily be grown naturally and promoted, that would help in terms of improving the scale.
We see tendencies in not a reduction of stunting, but increase of the stunting level. We also see, when we look at some standard indicators as the minimum adequate diet for children under the age of 2 years, when we look at these data, that this has not improved, so that means less children receive adequate diet, although it was even low at baseline level in 2019. And we as project, when we look at this data, we are very much concerned.
Hope Walia, Katete District, Eastern Province.
Still in health news, World Vision Zambia has come to the aid of Lumezi district by procuring drugs to fight bilharzia. We'll bring you more in this report.
The Lumezi District Health Office has heightened interventions towards the outbreak of bilharzia. Tuesday, 30th July 2024, a stakeholders meeting was held to plot a strategic response towards the disease, and World Vision has come on board by procuring drugs to respond to the bilharzia outbreak in Lumezi District, as available data indicates 26 confirmed cases and there are currently about 128 suspected bilharzia cases.
When the Minister of Health gave a report about the outbreak of bilharzia, we realized that even if it's outside the catchment area of the area program, this is a hotspot that is likely to spill over to the rest of the district. So, as an organization that is extending the mandate of the government, we became concerned. And so, through our HEA office, the Humanitarian Emergency Affairs, we were able to source the drug that was prescribed for the well-being of the children and their families.
Lumezi District Acting District Health Director Dr. Matthew Ziwa has thanked World Vision for coming on board.
Words may not be enough to express the gratitude, but what I can say is that World Vision has been a seasoned partner. I think we can call them any time, and they always respond favorably. Even when we're making this request, we're very sure that they will respond like, yay, it is responded as we expected. So we're always thankful.
Patrick Soko, ZANIS News, Lumezi District, Eastern Province.
Now, Southern Province is among the regions severely hit by the drought, but the ongoing government-sponsored wetland farming in Zimba District is yielding positive results, as majority of farmers are recording success in their farming activities. Farmers living near water bodies have taken advantage of the availability of water to grow maize and vegetables using inputs supported by government.
Wetland farming using existing water bodies in Zimba District is shaping up well, and farmers in the area are yielding positive results from the exercise. Government, through the Department of Community Development, is supporting beneficiaries who have access to water bodies with farming inputs to enable them undertake various farming activities. As for Zimba, like other districts that were hit with severe drought, the story of beneficiaries that live near water bodies is different, as the growing of maize and vegetables is helping them reap great benefits. District Commissioner, stakeholders and officials from the Department of Community Development took time off their busy schedule to visit some beneficiaries and check on the availability of water bodies in the district in readiness for the emergency wetland inputs and how they are utilizing the inputs that government is giving them. And District Commissioner Robson Mulamfo has asked farmers to take advantage of the support being given to them.
And we are urging our farmers to take advantage of this opportunity which government has created for them to do this wetland kind of farming. And we are reliably informed that the government is on course trying to bring more inputs, especially this coming season, for our farmers to continue working in this way. And we are saying thank you so very much for the government of the day, and we want to urge our people to say our government is real with us, and our government want to ensure that the poverty is eradicated in all homes.
Bridget Mulenga is Zimba District Community Development Officer and shares plans that government has for wetland farmers in the district.
The district is earmarked to receive inputs under emergency wetland. The Zimba district itself has 2,400 beneficiaries that are about to benefit in less than a week to come, because as we are here now, I think the trucks are along the way coming, bringing the inputs under the district. So as the district office, together with the DC's office and other stakeholders, we have embarked on a monitoring tour to just see how our beneficiaries are ready to receive the inputs.
Lemley Kando, reporting for ZANIS in Zimba, Southern Province.
And lastly, in our news, Southern Province Permanent Secretary Namani Monze has urged school authorities to utilize the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in a prudent manner to improve standards. Dr. Monze was speaking in Choma when he toured Masuku Secondary School.
The Constituency Development Fund, CDF, is marking a significant milestone for the people of Masuku community in Choma district through education bursaries and creating jobs for the locals. Masuku Secondary School is one of the many schools benefiting from CDF and utilizing the funds to improve the school infrastructure.
Masuku Secondary School has 530 learners. Out of this number, the half is paid by CDF under what we call bursary. So because of that, we are able to manage to do a number of activities in the school. The school is able to run smoothly because of that component. What it is, even the project that is here, it is sponsored by CARS. But before these could sponsor this, they want upfront material. So the material that you are seeing here, the bricks, the river sand, the crushed stones, these have been provided by the school. So where do we get the money to provide such resources? We get from the same money the learners are paying.
We are not only seeing enrollment, we are not only seeing stability of the school, we are also seeing infrastructure as a ripple effect from the money coming from the government. We're also seeing local commerce, people being able to now come and do business with the school.
And Southern Province Permanent Secretary Namani Monze wants schools in the province to utilize CDF funds prudently.
We are very impressed with the innovation the school management is taking. And we want to appeal to all schools who are benefiting from CDF bursaries funds to be innovative. Here what we have seen is that once the school has collected those funds, they are more than what they have been spending. So instead of being careless with resources, they look at the needs of the school. So in this case, for example, the Hall Behind, they used the CDF to pay the community to mold blocks. They have used the CDF to get the community to bring sand, and also paying some of the local people here who are doing the construction. So already the CDF policy is bringing money into circulation within the community where this school is.
The locals here are grateful as CDF has brought about the creation of employment. Kalunga Msonda, ZANIS News, Choma District, Southern Province.
That item wraps up the news. Here now is a reminder of the top stories. Government demands local workforce for Lusaka and Ndola Dual Road project. Katata District stunting levels surge. And Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma calls for strengthened ties with Namibia. That is all we could accommodate on ZANIS News. On behalf of the entire production and news crew, my name is Amos Zulu. Bye for now.